impressive stuff.
It's about the right fight at the right time. Yeah, that's the right decision there.
He's a good fighter on his night.
Every fight wants to go, go, go.
Hello and welcome to the new Oldham Leisure Centre for the final night. VI Boxing Promotions bringing you for the season. It's got the potential to be a great night. Not very often you get a man that's challenged the European title, and Sam Eggington up in Oldham on a small old show, but we've got him here tonight. Joining me on commentary, first up, Terry Dooley. And Terry, it's got the potential to be a decent little night of boxing, this.
Yeah, like you said, the main thing that people are going to be interested in seeing is Sam Eggington. He went up to European level, obviously lost at that level. He's copped a few defeats and now he's dropping that back down, looking to rebuild his career. So it's going to be interesting to see A, how he performs, and B, what his future is going to be in terms of his career. Because as you mentioned earlier on before we came on air, he's only 25 years of age and it feels like he's been around forever. Yeah,
and before that, Bob Adjusafe is a man that didn't lose his British and Commonwealth titles in the ring, and he's someone that wants to be fast-tracked onto that domestic scene once again, one final push at titles. But, you know, Gennady Grajevsky has given a few people tests in the past, and it's not a full-on conclusion, this, at all.
Yeah, but Adjusafe is one of those fighters. He's erratic as well, so as you say, it could be an interesting test for him. He wants to be fast-tracked. He's not, as we said, getting any younger as well, so it'll be interesting how Bob plays this particular fight and what he wants to look to do in the following year.
Elsewhere on the card, Joe Eco boxed out on Amir Khan's undercard recently. He'll be looking to kick on from that win. Aqib Fiaz as well. He had a great fight with Ben Fields last time out at the Victoria Warehouse. A massive step up in only his second fight there. And he's got a bit of an unknown test in Daniel Alder. We've not seen him before on a VIP show, so be an interesting night for him as well.
Yeah, you said Fiaz last time. He wasn't as quite as impressive as he was in his previous fight, but he had a really had to grit it out last time, and I think he showed a lot of qualities in his last fight that Jamie and Nigel can obviously work in the gym with him.
Yeah, and it'll definitely stand him in good stead going forward as well, because very rarely you get a prospect who is talked about as highly as Aqib being in such a tough fight in the second fight, and it's not because of anything he did wrong. Ben Fields is a quality operator, and we've seen that before.
Yeah, Ben brings it, as you say. He's one of those guys who comes and will give a prospect a test, and that was certainly the case that night. I think that Fiaz needed that at that point, because he'd been quite impressive in his debut, and obviously that was his following fight, so he looked for a tough test.
Plenty of talent elsewhere. Asad Riaz, Muhammad Ali on after that as well, who brings big support. Jamie Mitchell's looked good every time we see him. Diego Costa, he's been out with injury, just signed with VIP, and he's had a few devastating knockouts. Craig Bunn's one I remember at Bowlers. He carries power in both hands, and emotional night for him as well. First time he's boxed since the devastating passing of Oliver Harrison, so you know, it was a tough night for everyone involved in that, and there's a few yellow shirts knocking around ringside already.
Yeah, as you say, it's going to be a tough night for him. Oliver's passing was a big blow for a lot of the fighters that he took under his wing. I was at Oliver's funeral, actually, and a lot of the people who stood up and spoke on his behalf were just people who had trained in the gym, trained in various kickboxing gyms, and it just showed his funeral. The turnout was immense. The church was absolutely packed. There was people outside in the street trying to pay their respect, and it just shows how much he was loved and valued in the local boxing community in Salford and in Manchester also.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening and welcome to this, our summer show coming from the Oldham Leisure Centre, where VIP Promotions proudly presents an evening of professional boxing. Let's get our first boxer immediately out. Here comes a young man from Chessington, Richard Harrison.
Before all that, Asad Riaz and Richard Harrison, and we've seen Asad once before on the VIP show quite a while ago, so it'll be interesting to see how he copes tonight. He was in with Elvis Doob last time we saw him at this venue last time. Richard Harrison always comes, brings it, always game fighter. Makes his way to the ring, over to the right hand side of us. And he'll certainly come for a win as well. It's coming to that point of the year when the fights go a bit quiet and the shows dry up a bit, so they get a win going into September. It stands them in good stead.
Yeah, you said a lot of people have got the rights of the Olympics as well, so the guys in the home corner may sometimes take the rights of the ball at this time of year with holiday plans and family plans and whatnot.
And from Derby, Iron Fist, Asad Riaz.
here comes Riaz. 3-0 going into this one. He's looked decent every time I've seen him. Seen him a couple of times now.
Yeah, you say he's got good skills, Riaz. He's got really good groundings as well. Obviously, he's not managed to stop any of his opponents yet. He's had 3 fights, all 4-round distance fights on points. So the name Iron Fist seems like a bit of a misnomer at the moment, but maybe he'll start to show that as he moves on.
Yeah, and he'll certainly be looking to keep more active than he has been able to do over the past year or so.
Yeah, you should say it's 1 fight per year, 2017, 2018 and 2019. So we'll have a bit of a break for the summertime and maybe look to get 2 more fights before the year is out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on VIPboxing.tv. Don't forget to send Luke Madeira and Terry tweets via the hashtag, also I think available on Facebook and the other social media platform, YouTube hopefully. The officials have been appointed by the Central Area Council of the British Boxing Board of Control, who stood in charge at ringside, sitting ever so proudly this evening, is Monsieur Ian Cragg. Contest number 1 is for 3-minute rounds of boxing in the Cruiserweight division. Introducing to you firstly, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the black shorts trimmed with white. At the weighing scale, 13 stone 1 pound. Tonight is his 40th professional appearance, presenting from the land of entertainment, Chessington, Richard Harrison. And opposing him, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the blue and white coloured shorts. At the weighing scale, 12 stone 12 pounds. From 3 contests, he has 3 wins, presenting from Derby Azad, Iron Fist Riaz. Timekeeper at the bell is Phil Morris, and the star referee in charge of the action, the always fine Mr. Phil Edwards from Preston, for 3-minute rounds.
Okay, gentlemen, you follow my instructions. When I say break, break cleanly and take a step back. Watch your heads in close, and remember, defend yourselves at all times. Touch gloves, good luck.
Here we go then. So important to start quickly in these 4-round bouts. I've said it plenty of times before, but if you find yourself behind after the first round, it's a long way back, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's, as you said, with Riaz, he's only fought once per year for the past 3 years. He's been quite a stop-start to his career, so we're looking to get busy and try and get a base camp in this particular fight that he can build on later on in the year.
You already switch it in from that southpaw stance to orthodox. Nice busy start early on.
And Davidson's on a run of 4 decision defeats off of 4 rounds in his past 4 contests, and prior to that he was stopped in 1 by Marcus Morris, and he retired in that particular fight, so it's going to look like a 4-rounder for this one.
Oh, he started quite nicely, a big right hand over the top. Just put Harrison on his back foot.
Yeah, he's committing to his punches in this one, Riaz. The nickname, as you say, Iron Fist, you wouldn't think that by looking at his record, but he's really putting a lot of weight into these punches early on.
He's putting everything